Om Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Yo Bhagat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshiniം Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനിം Ahvatvāmanusandadhāmi Bhagavat Gīte Bhavatveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yan yoginaha Yasyantanna vidussurasuragana devaya tasmai namah Yada samharate chayam Urvangani vasarvashaha Indriyanendriyadibhyah तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषूपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहः स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति From 58th verse, Damaha, that sadhana, Bhagavan is teaching to Arjuna in 59th verse, because in 58th verse he is given the example of turtle, and in 59 we have seen yesterday, Bhagavan has said, he says, if person has started to not feed that indriyas, so if indriya would like to go out in their own field, but if person doesn't allow, it's called niraharasya, and then if they won't feed, then vishayaha vinivartanti. So we have seen vishaya cannot go back, but indriyani vinivartanti. Our sense organs will come back, of whom Bhagavan says dehinaha, one who dwells inside the body. For that jiva, indriyani will come back when they are not fed properly. But what will happen? What is longing? What is craving? That rasa left out in object. Rasa varja means they have left their longing in the object. Even I am not using this object, but still I love this object. It's called rasa varja. But this longing, Bhagavan says, will also go param drushtva nivartati. Asya rasaha api, asya manusyasya, this longing towards object will go param drushtva. Param brahma drushtva means gnatva nivartati. It will come back. Totally, there no interest, no longing inside all object. And in 60th verse, Bhagavan says, whatever that person can try to keep all indriyani under control, but these indriya are very powerful. So Bhagavan has used Purushasya Vipaschitaha Yatatah. So first we can say there is a person is called Purushasya. This person is Yatatah. It keeps on putting effort to keep their sense organ, does not go inside the sense object. And Vipaschitaha means that person is with total discrimination, is called Vipaschitaha. Still, the Indriya are highly powerful. Indriyani Pramathini. Pramathini means highly powerful. This Indriya is very powerful and Manaha Prasabam Haranti. This Indriya forcefully carried away this our mind, and again mind and this sense organs will go inside the sense object. That much Indriyas are powerful, so person has to be careful. And then Bhagavan says, Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta san matparaha asit vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. Tani sarvani indriyani sanyamya, having kept under control all these sense organs, Bhagavan says, Yukta san. Yuktaha, we can say totally connected, and where Matparaha. You please connect yourself with Matparaha. Matparaha, we can say, you just totally committed to me. Paraha means committed. Mat means we have seen Vasudeva. That Vasudeva, you should total committed, and Asit, then you have to sit. So that's why I have told this line is for Nididhyasana. Until all are for Damaha, but this line is Nididhyasana. Asit means one has to sit. For what? The contemplation. Mat Pramahasan, you sit for contemplation, and after contemplation, if we can able to our sense organ under control. The meaning of Vashe means we can keep all sense organ under our control. Then we can tell Tasya Manushasya Pragya Pratishtita. For that person, Atma Gnanam is well settled in that mind. Well settled, well established, steady, whatever the meaning is, Gnan is stable in that person mind. So Yukta Asita Matparaha. So we have seen meditations are two types. One is to develop Gnana Yogyata Praptihi. To know our real nature, what we are prepare our mind is called Gnana Yogyata Praptihi Dhyanam. And in which we have to practice how can we focus our mind. Second thing, value-based meditation. Every day we are taking bath to remove our dirt on our body. Same way, every day meditation, we should remove our negativity and we should implant some of our good values. This is called value-added meditation or value-based meditation. This is the second type of meditation. Third one is always our mind is on stress, maybe some strain, some restless. To make our mind relax is a third type of meditation. And fourth type of meditation, preparatory base, is called Sampat and Ahangra Upasana. By doing this Upasana, and there are many, even Omkara Upasana, Udgit Upasana, many they are mentioned in Upanishad or everywhere. This Upasana make our mind vast, wide, open. In short, our mind is ready to accept people as it is. So our mind is wide, broad, accommodative mind. We can say our mind can accommodate all people without any partiality. It is called the benefit of Sampat and Ahangra Upasana. This is preparatory. Because of this meditation, our mind is ready for to receive Gnana. This is called Gnana Yogyata Prapti meditation. And then person undergoes Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. Through Shravanam, the person has got Gnana, knowledge, but still this knowledge is not well established. This establishment is called Nishtha. Sometimes we used to say Tapanishtha, Japanishtha, Dhyananishta. So Nishtha means total commitment. Nitaram Sthiti, it is called Nishtha. And after having Atmagnanam, one who is total committed to Atmagnanam, for this purpose, what we are doing, it is called Nididhyasan, or we can say Gnana Nishtha Prapti meditation. And who are those? So we have seen Nididhyasanam. And yesterday I have told Nididhyasanam is not only to sit with closed eyes, but we can see, yesterday also I told, to teach someone is also Nididhyasanam. Punaha Punaha Shravanam Kuryat is also Nididhyasanam. Third one is to write it down. What we have studied is also Nididhyasanam, and with closed eyes. What we are remembering, this VCP is also called Nididhyasana. And by doing this, what will happen? Bhagavan says we should develop Samyak Darshana Prapti. So we can start to seeing each and every person in equalness. There is no partiality, there is no ragadvesha. Each and every people, I am just appearing in others' being. Aham sarva bhuteshu sarva bhutani mai. This is the complete Samyak Darshanani. This is it comes by Nididhyasanam, and this is called Gnana Nishtha Prapti. So Yukta Asita Matparaha, we can say it is for Nididhyasanam portion, because already that person has got Atmagnana. And I have just mentioned here, how can we contemplate to see ourselves? So I have just mentioned to see ourselves as a Purnaha. So Aham Purnaha. The Purnaha means limitless. So in which way I am limitless? So we can say Deshataha, Kalataha, Vastutaha. I am limitless. More and more we think, then our mind will become Purna. Same way, Aham Sakshihi. I am a witness of everything. Jagrat Sapna Shushuptu Mamaiti Nityam. In this Pratasmarami. So whatever happening in three states, I am just mere witness. Is called, we are doing Nididhyasanam on the base of Sakshi. So whatever happening in my life, whatever happening in this mind, I am just witness. This is called Sakshi. Then Akarta Abhokta. I am not doer in even, I am not experiencer. Akarta Abhokta. So whatever happening is for this body and whatever doing is also this body. I am Akarta, I am Abhokta. That story of Durvasa we have to remember. So it is called Akarta Abhokta. So on any one word we can pick up and we can meditate upon this. Asangaha. I am not attached with anyone. Asangaha. There are many verses are available. Asango, Asangaho. Asangoham punah punaha Satchidananda Swarupoham Hameva Dvayam. There are many. Say, I am Ananda Swarupaha. My nature is ever full joy. Sarvagamaha. I am not limited by my body, mind, sense complex. My real nature is all pervading. So again, Deshataha Abadit. We can put this. And Nirvikaraha. I am without any 6 type of modification available in Sthula Sharira, in our mind and buddhi. keep on changing. So I am, without any modification, nirvikaraha and nirvikalpaha, both are one and same. So this type of meditation we have to undergo. This is second sadhana, and this is well famous shloka. This is for shamaha. How can we control our mind? And if we cannot able to control, what will happen to our mind or buddhi? Bhagavan has mentioned. So in these two shlokas, I can say there are total 7 sentences. First is a whole line is one sentence. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayat. Even we can put two, but I am dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Then sangat sanjayate kamaha. Third, I am also splitting first line. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Kamat krodho vijayate is a fourth. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Fifth, sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Smriti pranshat buddhinashaha. Buddhinashat pranashyati. These 8 sentences, where Bhagavan has shown us the steps how our mind can create havoc and how our buddhi can as though gone away. This is the steps are given, and these are called shamaha. We have to control or we have to regulate our mind. If we are not regulate, then this can be possible. So first, then we go in detail. Pumsaha vishayan dhyayataha. Pumsaha means any person, dhyayataha. It is dwelling upon vishayan, all object, sense object. We can take anyone, but when person meditate or dwelling upon some object, then what will happen? So Bhagavan say, Teshu Vishayeshu Sangaha Upajayate. Teshu Vishayeshu, to whom we are dwelling upon, for that with reference to that sense object, we have developed Sangaha. Sangaha means attachment. Upajayate is born. Attachment is born. Sangat kamaha sangat sanjayate. Because of this attachment, desire is born. Kamaha means desire. First attachment, second is called desire. So this is desire is born. If desire is not fulfilled, then what will happen? So he says, kamat krodhaha abhijayat. If our desire is fulfilled, then greed, lobha vijayate. But whatever a desire is not fulfilled, then what will happen? So Bhagavan says, anger is born. Then if we cannot control our anger, then krodhat sammohaha bhavati. Because of anger, delusion is born. Sammoha means delusion. Sammohat smriti vipramaha. Because of delusion, smriti vipramaha. Whatever we have studied in Shastra, everything evaporates. It's called smriti vipramaha. Sammohat smriti vipramaha. Smriti branshat buddhinasha. When we have lost our all memories with reference to Shastra, it says our intellect is as though not available. It cannot take proper decision, and when we cannot we cannot able to take buddhinashat pranashyati, then as though person has gone, dies. Pranashyati means it dies. So we can see one by one. So these are The whole Anvaya, Vishayan Dhyayatah Pumsaha is one. Teshu Vishayeshu Sangaha Upajayate. This attachment is born. Because of attachment, desire is born. Because of desire, anger is born. Because of anger, sammoha, delusion is born. Because of delusion, our memory as though has gone. Because memory has gone, it says our mind is almost without any proper decision, and there is a no proper decision, we can say this person has gone, is destroyed. This is the Anvaya. So I have just written until we have seen Dhamma and Nididhyasana. Now next two verses Bhagavan will discuss about the Shamaha. We can keep our senses under check, and this whole frustration goes in mind. And if we don't know how to tackle our mind, then it is very dangerous. So if we are not how to tackle our mind, then our mind is like a volcano. So Damaha, we can say, is the processing of our senses, sense organ, while Shamaha, we can call, is the processing of our mind and intellect. So we will see one by one how this happens. The first one is Vishayan Dhyayataha Pumsaha. So before that I have written it is difficult to meditate upon Ishvara, but it is very easy to meditate upon any sense object. So some person, Vishayan Dhyayataha Pumsaha, that person is just meditating on Vishaya. This is the first level, what I have written. From where our Buddhinasha starts, it is written from here. So this is the first level. A person dwells upon sense object. And what is the meaning of how we can dwells upon sense object? Means we start giving more value to the object. It says this is very good if I can keep in my house or somewhere. So it is we are starting giving more valuable. We think this is more desirable for me. And more we think, it becomes more enticing. And if we are not alert, then we can enter in second step. So before, if you want to go in the second step, then what should we do? This is a part of Shamaha that I have written. So if we are alert enough, okay, now our mind is starting to think upon something of object. So if we think, is it fantasy or to keep this thought is healthy? And if it is mere fantasy, then we have to break this thought chain. We keep on thinking only one thing. I need this, I need this. We can cut this thought process. That's why I said it is easy to nip feeble thoughts. It is not, it's just build up. It is just passing. So it is easy to nip before it is just build up. Again, I have put this 3A. What is the meaning of 3A? So again, we have to be careful. A means which type of thought is going in my mind. We should be careful, or we should be alert. And if some object we have started thinking on it, then we have to start thinking of this. Is it healthy to keep, or we should just remove from my mind? This is called awake. First one is alert. And third one is we should be enough aware. If this is not good, then we should remove from our mind. That we should aware. This part is called Dhammaha. This part is common to each and every being. And then if we are enough alert, then we can remove this thought. thoughts. So I have written here, thoughts of meditation of this object for maybe a person, maybe a hair, maybe a nose, many reason, many types, height, jewelry. There are many types of thoughts. Keep on going is a countless. Only we have to be alert to whom we have give important and to whom we should not give important. That's why we should be enough honest. So if we know this is not healthy, then from beginning also we can tell our mind, you should not think like this. And it goes because it is a feeble, it's not yet built up. If we are not enough good to break down this chain, then what will happen? So Bhagavan says, Teshu Vishayeshu Sangaha Upajayate. If our mind start keep on thinking on one object, then Sangaha Upajayate. There is an attachment is born with reference to those objects. Teshu Vishayeshu, with reference to those objects, we can say Vishaya Saptami. This because they being continuously thinking on it, we developed a attachment towards it. It is called Sangaha. So Sangaha is object. And this worldly object seems more appealing, more beautiful, and more source of joy. We start thinking, if we keep, it will give me happiness. If I keep with my house, maybe I can beautify my house, whatever we can think. And every sense object itself is not source of joy. We think like that. That's why we need sense object from outside. And this is what is good, what is not good that I have written are totally relative. Sangaha, attachment is totally relative. Somebody says, we love Western music. Nowadays, all children says, we love Western music. And their parents says, we love Carnatic music. We say, we love our North music. Both are different, totally. So this is, everybody says their angles are different, but they develop Sangaha. So if we say rose is beautiful, Ishvara's glory, it is good. And we can say itself is beautiful on plant. And it is good to offer Ishvara, but if I am incomplete without it, this is called Sangaha. So if you meditate upon rose, suppose, then say this is very nice, this pink color is very nice, then we start thinking, it should with me only. I should pick out this rose, I should keep with me, and without this rose, how can I beautify even my Ishvara, or without, how can I beautify my house? This is called Sangaha. Even Shastra says, even it's this Sangha level, attachment level, we can be taken. Our mind, we can keep on telling our mind, we should tell our mind, be careful. Be careful means don't go after some worldly object, be careful. So Sangaha, even this attachment, we can tackle. Slowly we can keep on telling, then mind will come back from that object. But still we are, if not awake and alert, then what will happen? So Bhagavan says, Sangat kamaha abhijayate. Because of attachment, now desire is born. Sangat kamaha. So now, because of attachment, now desire is born. And which type of desire? Now I can't live without this object. And this object may be person, this object may be object, and this may be situation. But we start thinking, without this, I cannot live. Then we can say, we are now trapped in such fancy. In this kama, the meaning is deep yearning or deep longing. It is not only we say is a feeble kama, but we can say is a strong kama, strong desire. It's a deep yearning. In which type of desire we can say is a kama? So desire to possess, it should be with me. To experience, I need to experience this, and I should become an owner of this object. This is called kama. What Shurpanka has done to Ravana. Shurpanka was very smart in Ramayana, and she knows where is Ravana is weak. So she praised Sita. She says, I have not seen a lady like Sita in this earth. And she keeps on praising Sita's beautifulness. Then, lastly, Ravana has decided it should be with me only. This is called kama. Until then, Shurpanka keep on praising her. This is kama, but there is one another in Valmiki Ramayana. After praising Sita by Shurpanka, Ravana has decided to kidnap her. But in Ramcharitmanasa, because according to Tulsidas ji, Ravana is not simple Ravana. He is also devotee of Rama. Then he starts thinking it is given chopai in Ramcharitmanas. Ehisan priti na karahu. I cannot develop love towards Rama. So Lord, let me create some enmity. So if I make Rama my enemy, so day and night only Rama will be in mind. So this is Tulsidas presentation and Valmiki presentation little bit different. So everywhere, what is the difference between Valmiki and Tulsidas ji? Valmiki presented Rama as the embodiment of Dharma, while in Tulsidas ji has presented Rama is a Sakshat Ishvara. This is only difference. And somebody says, having written Valmiki Ramayana, Valmiki thought, still I have not given too much judge to Rama. So he himself is an incarnation of Tulsidas himself is an incarnation of Valmiki. Then he has again wrote Tulsikrut Ramayana. So Kamaha, this is called Kamaha. And that's why I have written, if our karma, if it is fulfilled, it leads to greed. Lobha will start. And Yudhishthira, we have seen in dice, when they are playing dice, so one move, if Yudhishthira is defeated, he starts thinking, in next move, I may be win. So in way, he lost everything. So it is called greed. If karma is not fulfilled, lobha vijayate is fulfilled. But if karma is not fulfilled, then it leads to anger. It's a krodha avijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. So now, kamat krodha avijayate. This is fourth step. He says, because of too much desire, too much karma, now anger is born. So we can say anger is equal to unfulfilled strong desire is equal to krodha. And how much the strength of anger, we can say the magnitude of anger is equal to strength of desire. If you are more and more attached, then anger is more. If we are not that much some desire, then anger is also less. So what is the equation between anger and that magnitude of anger? This says the strength of desire, it depends on the magnitude of anger. The target of our anger is the one who comes as an obstacle. That's why we lost our temperature. If somebody say, no, you cannot take this object, then that person goes. That's why to whom we make target a person who says you cannot suppose to take in a person who we consider as an obstruction. This poor person became a target of that person's anger. Then how can we still, he says, still we can control this krodha. But how? So he says, how to control anger? So I have written, it need not to control. If we control, then what will happen? It says it's remaining inside and simmering. And one day will come, is erupt like volcano. And one who is front of us, that person goes. But here we need to use our viveka, our discrimination, and we can say to our mind, all expectation need not be fulfilled. Whatever we desire, it doesn't mean it should come to us. Whatever we expect cannot be fulfilled. If we keep on telling our mind, then krodha may be shantaha. It goes down. And even I have written, our own raga dvesha also gives one more hava, one air to the anger. So in all this, what helpful to us? So I have just written our karma yoga. More and more we live a life of karma yoga. Our mind won't disturb. Our mind won't need to have something in his or her life, because whatever we are doing is only for Ishvara Prasad. Ishvara, Ishvara Prasad, Ishvara Arpana Buddhyartham Aham Idam Karomi. So whatever I do to offer Ishvara, so there is no personal likes and dislikes, no personal kamaha, no personal krodha. And whatever come in our life, maybe it may anger, but at that time also we use our attitude is whatever comes from Ishvara is prasada only. So in both ways, while performing karma and while receiving karma, this karma yoga can help to control our anger, to pacify our anger. Until he says up to the fourth, still the anger is in our control. But in fourth stage, if we cannot able to control krodha, then what will happen? So it gives in 5/5. So in second verse, Bhagavan says, krodhat sammohaha bhavati. Because of anger, out of anger, sammohaha means delusion. Delusion takes place. And which type of delusion? It says, when we are under the grip of anger, person forgets in front of whom I am standing, to whom I am talking. Everything is just goes. It is called sammoha. Our mind is totally deluded. So Shankaracharya has written, sammohat gurum apekshati. It is even in, I think, in Bhashyam, it is akroshati. It starts yelling on Guru. If mind is not good. Yeah, it is written here. Sammoha means no discrimination with regards to what the Shankaracharya says, karya, akarya vishaya, what is to be done, what's not to be done, that viveka, that discrimination, we don't have. And then kruddhaha, he sammudaha. A person is anger, that is called sammudaha, means it is totally deluded. Such person, gurum api akroshati. He is just yelling at the guru, even he can tadayate in one he can beat the Guru. Even here it says he can tell bad words to the Guru. Because that person is not in under control. Akroshati. So now onward, we cannot control anger. So before that only we have to control anger. Then sammoha smriti vipramaha. So sammoha smriti vipranaha. Because of delusion, Bhagavan says, smriti vipramaha. That person forget who am I. I am a daughter of so and so. I am a son of so and so. I have studied this much. I have studied even 3.5 years. Everything, smriti vipramaha. Everything is just gone. We can say smriti vipramaha means loss of memory. And memory means at the time when we are under the grip of anger. And this, because of all delusion, we just forget everything. So I have written, at crucial time, we should remember the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, what we have studied in Upanishad. It doesn't come in anything in our mind. He says, Upanishad says, we should not damaha shantaha bhava, shanto danto bhava. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, nothing goes. So Bhagavad Gita teaching doesn't stay in mind. That's why I have written that Karna went in Mahabharata. He would like to take more weapons, more some archery. So he went to Parshuram and he told lie. He says, I am a Brahmana. I am not Kshatriya. Please teach me. Because Parshuram has taken vow, I will teach archery to Brahmana only, not Kshatriya. And Karna, even he thinks I am Shudra, Sarthi. At that time, he doesn't know I am the brother of Yudhishthira. So he went to Parshuram and he said, I am a Brahmana. You please teach me. So he started teaching from Parshurama. Then story was there. One day, in his lap, Karna's lap, Parshuramji was sleeping. And one bee, that Brahmara, has come and has bite our Karna. And it was too deep, the blood starts coming and it just touches to Parshuram. But Karna is good. His mind was good. My Guru should not disturb. I should not disturb my Guru's sleep. So he didn't move. He just sit as it is. He was sitting inside. In spite of bleeding was keep on coming. So that bleeding touches to Parshuram. It was hot. So he just got up. And Karna was thinking he will be pleased. But Parshuram asked, who are you? You cannot Brahmana. If Brahmana is there, he must, one jump, he must be come out. Because you have that much endurance power, you cannot be Brahmana. Then he said, I am this. Then at that time, Parshuramji has cursed Karna. At crucial time, you will forget everything. So when that ends, when Arjuna and Karna was on fight, and his that Ratha's chakra, means wheel of Ratha, just come out. At that time, he would like to remember, nothing comes. This is called Smriti Viprama. And I have written in our computer, there's a virus has gone. So what is the full form of virus? It is a vital information resources under siege. In the same way, our all information are available inside our mind, but it under siege when are under the grip of this anger. So this anger is also like this virus only. The Shankaracharya is written in his Bhashyam, Shastra Acharya Upadesh Ahit Sanskara Janitayaha Smrutehe Vibramaha Syat. So whatever teacher has taught, Shastra and Acharya, whatever Upadesha has given, and because of this Sanskara Janitayaha Smriti, because of teaching, there is even good memories is born. We should do pranam to teacher, Acharya Deva Bhava, Atithi Deva Bhava, Om Smriti Bhramshah Syat. everything is gone. Vibramahasya, this is called Smriti Bransha. Nothing stay, everything is gone. And if person lost his memory with regards to all Shastra's Upadesh, then what will happen? So he says, Bhagavan, Smriti Branshat Buddhinasha. The meaning of Buddhinasha means then Buddhi cannot take proper decision. So incapacity to take proper decision. And there is no hope to return from this stage. Now we can say, I would like to come back. I don't like this anger. That person cannot come back. Because of Smriti Pranshat, because of the loss of memory with regards to Shastra and Upadesha, this is called Buddhinasha. We are totally, we can say, incapacitated to think, to make any proper decision. So what Shankaracharya ji has written in his Bhashyam, he says, I have just put today only, Karya Akarya Vishaya Viveka Ayogyata. That person doesn't have ayogyata, means he is incapable of viveka, discrimination. Discrimination about what? He says Karya Vishaya, Akarya Vishaya. What should we do? What should not be do? That without to that subject, that person totally viveka yogyata doesn't have proper discrimination. This is called antakaranasya buddhehe nashaha iti uchyate. This is the code of buddhi nasha. Buddhi literally never died, but meaning he cannot take proper decision. So karya akarya vishaya viveka ayogyata is equal to buddhi nashaha iti uchyate. Shankar. And when buddhi is nash, person can not able to take proper decision. Bhagavan says buddhi nasha pranashyati. Actually, nashyati only. Nashyati means destroy. There is a one famous verb is called nashyati. But when this pra prefix is added, na becomes rana, pranashyati. So, buddhinasha pranashyati. Because of not proper discrimination, person is as though has gone, is destroyed. So I have just written, then person is under the control of their impulses. Whatever comes is that just starts blabbering. So impulses take over the person. There is no free will now. That person cannot use free will and he can say, no, you should not angry, no free will. And out of impulsion, that person can hit also, person can scream also, they can bite also, even commit suicide also. Anything can possible. And I can say there is no difference between a person and other beings. Means there is no difference between Manushyaha and other Bhutani. All are same. Because at which point we are different from other being, she says Dharma Deva. Ahara Nidra Bhayametuneva Samanya Api Sarveshana. Dharma Deva, because of Dharma, we are considered separate from other beings. This Dharma, this discrimination goes, so it is called that person is as though Nashyati, is gone. It says no free will, no Purushartha, no Kama Purushartha, no Artha Purushartha. What is about the Dharma and Moksha? No Purushartha. This person is living a meaningless life. So what is the use of living a meaningless life? It is called pranashyati. Puja Swamiji used to tell once, okay, one person has come, he says, I am age of 80. Please, Swamiji, you tell me what is the goal of the life. So after the age of 80, that person doesn't know what should I go. Swamiji, what if that person can do at the age of 80? This is called pranashyati, nothing else. And Swamiji says, I have politely says we have to wait for our death when it will come, because that person now he can study, because every indriyani, everything it will be. He says we have to wait for what? Okay, nasha. This is only. Again, Shankaracharya has put this one beautiful vakya. So, what is the meaning of Purusha? Tavad eva hi Purusha. We can consider a Manushya, human being, Yavat antakaranam tadiyam karya akarya viveka yogyam. To whom we can call Purusha, to whom we can call as a human being, until this person's antakaranam, that person's mind and buddhi can have yogyata. It can eligible and have some discrimination with reference to what should be done, what not to be done. If person has this viveka, then we can say this is Manushya. But if this is not, then we can say he's as good as Pashu. So he says that ayogyatve. If it is not available in such person, nashtaha eva purushaha bhavati. As long as it's considered as a nashyati. He is gone. So he says, no, there are two words. Somebody says, I always follow my prakriti, whatever I like. Is one sentence, prakriti. One should follow one's own prakriti, or one should follow that our sanskara janita prakriti. If we follow prakriti, means if we have anger, we shouted. If we have greed, we have just gathering. So it is called prakriti. One should not live along with prakriti. Like a prakriti of a donkey, he would like to kick, he can kick. This is a donkey's prakriti. If same way starts thinking, let me grab this person's money, this is my prakriti, starts grabbing, it is called not manushya. Manushya means one who starts thinking what is good, what is not good, how to live a life. Then only we can say this is a manushya. Otherwise, nashtaha eva purusha. Otherwise, it is called, it's just nashta. And this is the last sentence Shankaracharya has written. Ataha, tasya, ataha means therefore, tasya purushasya, tasya manushasya, antakaranasya buddhehe nasha. Because its buddhi, its thinking capacity or discriminative power is just destroyed, we can say that person is pranashyati. He dies, that person dies. The meaning is Purushartha ayogyaha bhavati. He is not eligible for any four Purusharth. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Purushartha ayogyaha bhavati. So if we cannot handle our mind, then we are Purushartha ayogya bhavati. If we cannot handle our Indriyani, Purushartha ayogya bhavati. So Shama and Dama consider as a very powerful sadhana for human being, more mundane. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Any question?